welcome to Mulligan Menace. Today we are playing Blue-White Enchantments. This is actually a spin-off of the deck that Danny T-Law had. He went 6-1 in a qualifier with it. It has a ton of synergies and is a neat one to play. All the different enchantments we'll go through them. Ethereal Armor. We have a Seam Rip, get rid of those small threats. Shard Mages gives hexproof, also counts as an enchantment. We have the Storm Chaser's Talent, gives you extra bodies on the board. Counts as enchantment, as also you have the ability to pull back some of your instants and sorcery spells. Feather of Flight gives you flying, draws a card, replaces itself. Nice to give some evasion. Tried and True, Shelter by Ghost. And then obviously you have some creatures as well that are enchantments, like Enduring Innocence in there. So that helps because it not only gives you the benefit of the creature, but also it counts as an enchantment. The reason why we're playing all these enchantments are Gremlin Tamer. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, create a 1/1 red Gremlin token creature. An Entity Tracker. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, you draw a card. Really can create a good synergy, as well as we have an enchantment creature here, Silent Hell Creep, or Hall Creep. Creature can't be blocked. You have the ability to choose between these three different things. The nice thing is you can pump up this pretty dang quickly, and it cannot be blocked. So get a lot of damage in there. Gives you a little card draw if you need the cards. Otherwise, you can also copy a creature that's out there. So that's really handy for that. We do have your hexproof that you can give your creature. So we have both 2 restoration magic as well as the Shardmane's Rescue. Both of those will help keep your threats on the board. Into the Flood, we can play that to get rid of anything that we need to get to stop from blocking us. And again, the nice thing about those is you can pull those back utilizing the Storm Chaser's Talent. Typical land that we have here: Floodfarm Verge and Restless Anchorage. Vulgar Voss Lair as well. We can choose which color we need. Gives us a good flexibility for what we need. But all in all, it is a pretty quick deck. It's kind of like an aggro enchantment Bogles deck that's out there. So it's a fun one to play, and we'll give it a whirl here. Please subscribe if you want to continue seeing these deck lists each day. This month, I'm trying to post one a day, and if you want the latest, be the first one to do it. Hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, get to the gameplay. All right, let's take a look at this. This is actually a pretty good hand. We got the both starting colors that we need. We have our Tamer, armor, additional draw, sheltered. Pretty good. Use one more creature, I think, at least, to start out. Playing against green. I'm just going to do this to slow them down. Picked up an Enduring Innocence. Alright, we'll get our Tamer down. All right, we want to get rid of that. Can't let them do the Kona. All right. We need to draw our land, so we're going to go Flight on our creature. So allow us to also attack. So we got 3 enchantments right now. okay with that. We can do an all-out attack if we throw this down. Unfortunately, we don't have another white. I would love to throw the armor on there. Two, three. So what do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3. That'll give me 4. So that'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 if he didn't block. Let's cast a shelter. Actually would have been 13, but still not enough with the prowess. He pretty much has to take care of that gremlin, otherwise he's hosed. Got the Kona. That means they're going to get a drop here. What are they sitting on in their hand is the question. Oh, I'm not worried about that. Good game. All right. We got land. We've got enchantments. They don't have removal right away. This can get out of hand pretty quick, so we'll take it. Get our scavenger down. I'll trigger with the Silent Hall Creeper. Allow us to get in for the attack. This is going to be slow going for them. Alright, well, we'll keep dropping our threats here. They probably have a bounce spell here. Just fine. Just triggers again. They give it up. All right, let's look at this. We can really rush them with a single creature if they don't have removal. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't have a bounce spell. We'll double drop enchantments next turn. Actually, I might just leave open the hexproof. Ooh, that's tempting too. If I use that, okay. I'm gonna go to attacks. We'll just see what they do. I'm gonna drop this out, get another threat on the board. They're gonna remove one of them. I should have put Flood Farm out. That is okay with me. All right, we're going to we want to leave that available, so the next turn we can give it flying. Wow, really wanted to give him on the Scholar. I'm actually gonna into the Flood Maw, the Mako. We're gonna keep Prawn Island, that'd be nice. Put it on this to allow it to survive. Comes in tapped, unfortunately. Probably want white for that. Just want to get this big enough so that we have multiple threats. Wow. Fortunately, I didn't have another spell that I could flash in. Unless they were expecting me to. Get their Vivi. One more land and I'll have the bounce back. So if I get an untapped land, that'll be nice. That's why we keep that up. That's fine. Well, we didn't get it, but we can counter that, our guy. So we're hoping that they don't get rid of our creature. It's going to allow them to dig, unfortunately. especially with the cauldron. Ah, we got there. All right. We have all the land we need. We can get down our turn 1, turn 2, and a 3. Keep it. I am debating whether or not to hold this up. It all depends on what they're playing. They're playing black, which their deck represents. Okay, so they probably have removal. So we're going to go with the talent instead. So we can hold up the hexproof. Oh, didn't even need to. Fortunately, it can block. Creature with the gate can't block. Actually, hold on, I can't block. We can attack through it. Well, they're going to start getting cards. That's okay. We're going to get on a tear here. That's a nice pickup. So we'll do this. We'll get a lot of creatures out. I realize we're going to leave them open to be wrecked. That's why I'm going to actually put the feather flight on the otter, because we can sneak through quite a bit of damage with that, with the prowess. I'd rather have them destroy that. A shelter would be a nice pickup to draw next. Well, unfortunately, their removal is going to be good now. Couldn't cast it this turn anyways. The nice thing is, well, I shouldn't say that. We need sorcery for that. Exile a creature I control in my graveyard. All right. Not too worried about that. They're going to take a lot of damage here. Flash that in. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we got it. All All right, let's take a look at this one. We got land, we got some removal, we got our drop. Yeah, we'll keep that. Fortunately, we don't have a turn 1 blue mana. That would be nice to have. All right, what do we got? Comes in a tap. Let's get our creature out. Want to get an untapped land here? Play a tap anyway, so let's just do that. Probably should have waited for the card draw, but that's okay. Yeah, there's my untapped land. We'll be able to drop the tracker, followed up by the Storm Chaser next turn. Let's see here. How do we want to handle this? Because we actually can bounce the Linden. Seam Rip can take care of the Hinterland if we want to do it that way. Actually, get. Oh, I'll get that out. We're gonna drop the Seam Rip. Get all the triggers. Bounce the. Or rip the Hinterland. We'll leave that guy back to block the light stall just to prevent him from attacking. Prevents a little bit of life gain. Wow. I'm okay with that. I'll trade that. Because we're going to be able to bounce anyways next turn. Alright, we can actually do a double bounce. Want to drop their life down here. Get that out. Even if we do a double bounce. I'm actually okay with killing this if it attacks. So we're just going to do the single bounce. We're going to get this out. We're going to get as many triggers as we can. another Johnny. Be interesting to see what they do for the attack on this. So it's just a single attack, will bounce. Either bounce them or I can get my Storm Chaser back. Cast the enchantment, we'll see what we draw. Unfortunately, we didn't really draw much there. We're actually going to hold off. We can use this defensively, especially with our prowess creatures. Not even attacking. What do we want to do in this situation here? We can remove. You just keep bouncing these guys and they ain't gonna do a whole lot. We'll just hold on to that. And then we can always bounce our talent if we want to at the end of the turn, if he doesn't do much. Well, we can't do that with ours. Never mind. It has to be an opponent. An all-out attack. Start getting some damage in. Actually gonna put counters on it. Pump both their Johnnies. That's okay. What's here? 3. So he's gonna block these guys. So we got 2, 9, 10, 11, 12. Unfortunately, not enough. We're gonna have to start blocking with the gremlins. I should be attacking with the Silent Creeper. I just realized he can't be blocked. Oh, interesting. All right, well, we'll just do one there. Do one there. I can kill that. 1, 2, 3. That's an okay one with me. Be able to attack in. That's why they did it. Well, we can get flying on a creature, so let's get that flying. It does gain them life, unfortunately, but it does create creatures. Come on already. Seamerp's nice. Alright, let's cast that. Get a seam rip out. We'll get rid of one of these creatures. Well, that worked out pretty good. The sheltered by ghosts. As long as they don't get a shelter of their own next turn. I think they're starting to see it's going out of hand here. feel the salt coming through the screen right now. Evil Heart doesn't like this. Definitely got a roper here. Just the idea of someone seething on the other side of the computer is kind of funny over something like this. All right, he's done. Well, that wraps up the games for today. This was a neat one to play. Definitely a lot of synergies with the enchantments. You can really get some aggro games going. And it's kind of funny to see how much salt the other person gets on the other side when they realize just how unwieldy these creatures can get when not being kept in check. So I know the game with the life gain opponent, you could see they had just massive creatures and they just couldn't do anything with them because we could either chump block, bounce them, and just do that constantly pulling back our into the flood ball with the Storm Chasers talent. They were getting pretty frustrated, so they even roped us on that one. So great deck to play. I think there's definitely could use more Silent Hall Creepers in here. I think T-Law's list actually had more in there, so it's a very good card. I was actually surprised at how good that was, especially with the synergies of this deck. So add that in. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to put out a video each day, so if you want to be the first to catch it and see the new deck lists that are being posted, please subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day.